Everybody wants to see Joyo on Championship Sunday, but he's got to go through the reigning major champions, Vitality on the other. Final match of the day begins now.
The last match of the day, but the first time we're gonna get a glimpse of Vitality. The Boston Major Champions take the pitch for the first time here in Düsseldorf to take on Moist, the underdog who had to fight their way through the wild card to get here.
The underdogs indeed. Exactly 6 hours ago, Joyo tweeted nothing to lose. And you can see the desk. The expectation is all on Vitality here against Moist.
And a good reason for that. Vitality doing something no European team has done in the history of this modern era by sweeping the spring split, winning every single regional, and then finishing the job at the major in Boston. This Vitality team seems like something special.
They've already broken records, as you mentioned, and now trying to chase back-to-back lands in RLCS. And of course, chasing the coveted World Championship as Radosin, his first shot, not able to find the target.
Zen trying to push this ball up. We see Alpha go for an infield tip. Nice control from Juicy. Juicy couldn't get back to the ball though. No boost and gets demoed at the midfield. Vitality trying to shut down that counterattack quickly. Here's the X Factor, the cannon going for a flip reset pass. Gets it over to Juicy who pops it straight up, but Alpha will clear it out. Joyo tries to hit it to his own corner, but Zen's there and gets a touch on the ball. Flip reset, nice attempt there from Joyo, but Radosin still had it cleared.
And you can't completely count out this Moist squad. They surprised us in the fall, beating K-Corp in the quarterfinals, and of course Team Secret all the way where they eventually fell to Gen G in that final, all the way back in fall. Moist have it in them, and of course the roster's a bit different from back then. They certainly have been able to shock the big teams on land before.
They have, and I think that is the Joyo effect. Joyo, the one who has that major title, winning the major in London last season. But Moist has gone through a bit of an identity crisis. Joyo, the last remaining member from that original Moist team that captured the hearts of all the Rocket League fans, and now Moist trying to get back that same magic that they've had before.
Yeah, it is interesting. As Vitality, that one goes right off the post. The save was there, and Juicy is there to pick it up. I was just going to mention, Joyo's been to 3 LAN finals. That's the same number as players like Garrett G, Fairy Peak, Monkey Moon. He's in that category, and he's won one of them before on this Moist squad.
But they have these titans on Team Vitality to deal with. Right now, it's neck and neck. We're about halfway through the game, still scoreless. But we see Vitality on the attack. Zen with a double tap off the sidewall will stay in the play. Goes for a bump on the goal line, but Cash dodges it, and he'll have to go now. Cash with a boom straight up the gut.
Can he get back?
Joyo! Oh, Joyo was thinking about going for a demo, and you were wondering if it was just going in, and now on the other side, Zen going for the dunk. It is end-to-end right now.
Back and forth. You see Zen just responds with the touch off his own crossbar into an air dribble that attacks the Moist net, and Moist right back the other way. Very back and forth here in game number 1.
Juicy off his own back wall will try to get this counterattack started for Moist. Going back down to the ground. Alpha gets a piece. Radosin lobbing towards net. Cash with not the best touch. Chance for Zen. Zen drop pass to Alpha. And Joyo jumps in the lane. Radosin now turning. Has a hard hit back towards the net. Cash gives up possession. Back to Alpha. Alpha drop shot. And that's going to be saved. But Vitality are continuing to batter the net.
It's relentless from Team Vitality. You can see the control. It's right back into the hands of Radosin. Juicy's got to go. Radosin trying to force it through. Cash taking his time here.
Oh, and that was Alpha flying by Radosin.
You can see Moist certainly inviting it, trying to get a read on the play as Vitality attacks. Now the shot towards net. It almost snuck in, and it did. It's an own goal from Radosin.
And this seems to be a symptom of that earlier play. Alpha drove right by Radosin in Moist's corner, and that threw off the rotations, and you could see Radosin never really finding his way back in.
What a way to finally break the deadlock here from Moist Esports, and they were feeling so much pressure just a moment ago, and they flip it on the head, and now find themselves in a 1-goal lead.
Cash opting to take the 50, goes straight down. Joyo trying to figure out a path to that ball, almost got the mid boost, but gets demoed anyway. This could be a chance here for Vitality. But Juicy having a nice touch up. Radosin waiting for the pass from Alpha. It comes, but you saw Joyo try to jump on the line, and there's the shot saved by cannon. Follow-up won't be. Alpha picks the top corner and hits it.
You can see Cash lean back in his chair saying, man, what else do I gotta do to deny Team Vitality? That one's off the crossbar, top right from Alpha 54, and we're all tied up.
And you thought that ball at the midfield was gonna be contested. I think it caught Cash by surprise, the fact that nobody from Moist was able to contest it. It was a hard hit off the backboard, really difficult situation to be in, but that first save was spectacular.
Yeah, and now 2 demos from Joyo.
Another demo, good
thing. Mach-E, like you said, Juicy getting a demo as well. 30 seconds left in game 1. Back and forth between Moist and Team Vitality.
Juicy helping out Joyo. Juicy staying on the ball, trying to possess it, flicks it by Radosin as Zen will have a nice setup. Flip
demo.
Reset, there's a demo in the midfield.
Pass.
Alpha, the shot! It's too high, Radosin will have a look. That's blocked by Cash. Final 10 seconds. Juicy looking for Joyo in the middle, blocked by Radosin. Alpha,
Last chance.
he's keeping it up, wrapping it on the corner. The drop pass attempt is intercepted by Cash, and Radosin will let this touch, and we've got OT in game 1.
Well, when you look at the desk and when you look at the fan vote, I think Moist very happy with the way game 1 has gone. You got yourself to an overtime. Can you pull it out here against the big dogs, the favorites in this tournament?
Well, there's a big hit, and it looked like Joyo was bumped off the ball, or he side flipped. We'll get another look on the replay.
Oh, he's frustrated about that one as well. Hands on his head, and Radosin puts it right on target. Did Alpha and him got tied up?
And that's how you win it for Vitality. It wasn't the prettiest of games, but effective nonetheless. Only 13 seconds into OT. This one was back and forth, however. As we take a look at the scoreboard, you can see how many saves Moist was forced to make in this one.
10 saves from Moist on the 15 shots from Team Vitality. And you can feel it, right? Like just 2 minutes ago, Vitality, all the control on the Moist side, locked down that midfield. And you have to give them some props because they were making some big time saves. Cash had 5 alone leading his team there. That was a massive one. Unfortunately, nobody able to get back and help him up on the next play. But Vitality coming out on top with just a clear like that, some good physical play in the midfield, and I would say a very close game 1.
Oh, certainly. It was neck and neck, but I think one thing that we can agree on, Corelli, is that Vitality had most of the possession.
Oh, absolutely.
They were moving into Moist's half, having many opportunities. The defense was being forced out of Moist. Vitality had a couple looks. There was the one shot from Alpha that went high, and then Radosin even had a rebound opportunity that he was not able to score because Cash was making save after save. So even though it was close and we saw some end-to-end ball, Vitality, I still think, had the edge when you were looking at the gameplay out there.
And Vitality happy to come out on top there in game 1. The wildcard teams have been doing well. The main event team, the main invitee, Team Vitality, scraping by in game 1 despite all the pressure and the control. Moist felt like they were in it, especially with those counterattacks. The defensive play was perfect, but you don't want to be on the back foot for most of the game for Moist. So how do you find your offense? Well, I feel like it's got to run through Joyo. Him and Cash combined are such a deadly duo.
And Joyo leads the team in goal participation as the top scorer.
Oh, here it is.
On Moist. Will we see it here? Broken up by Radosin, but a juicy rebound. But no one from Moist goes.
Nobody home. And Joyo was still trying to get back, but I feel like that play went down the field so quickly. Moist couldn't catch up to it. Now Joyo again. A one-man army towards the Team Vitality side, but Vitality break it up. Zen trying to break out, but still can't hang on to it. And Moist fighting for possession here in the midfield.
Juicy shut down very quickly. Radosin trying to take some space upfield. Now goes for a hit. Gets a bump on Cash. Awkward ball out in front of net. Joyo trying to possess it and is able to march it downfield. Gets a shot. Will be easily saved, but Joyo winning that corner boost. Just trying to get aggressive. You can see Joyo really being the one who's pushing the pace on the side of Moist.
Really the spear on this Moist side, but here comes Zen, flip reset. Joyo getting it done on both sides of the field right now, willing Moist into game 2. He's already attacked the net 3 times on the offensive zone, but now he's got to play a little bit of defense. Here comes Zen once again. Vitality trying to clamp down.
You see Radosin getting the hit and that 100 boost in the corner. Could be a setup. Radosin racing and beat to the ball by Joyo. Joyo has been quite speedy. Now Cash. Couldn't get the pass over. Zen will jump up early. Juicy wins the 50 hard. Cash up in the air. Cash off the backboard. And it's finished off by Juicy.
Great positioning there from Cash and a quality challenge win from Juicy. But look at Cash get up and put that one down. Juicy to put it home. And for Moist, a 1-goal lead in game 2 is spectacular.
And for Moist fans, I'm sure they're ecstatic. Juicy getting involved on the offense, actually beating Zen to that ball and beating him on that challenge that set up the whole attack. Now,
let it go.
The backboard pass. Juicy letting it through, but no one was there for the shot.
You can't count this Moist squad out. I mentioned it early in game 1. I know the desk and chat were all in favor of Vitality, and for good reason. But you're seeing what Moist can do. They're weathering the storm, sure, but they're getting the job done here in game 2 so far.
And the big difference is we're not seeing Moist locked on their back line just yet. Joyo with great speed gets it over, and then the deflection there.
The last man in Moist making the save, but here comes Vitality, pass back down. Alpha needs boost, looking to set up again to himself. Does he have a flip off of that?
He does.
Did. He just couldn't hold on to it, and Moist again, get out.
Moist playing with passion out there. There's a bump off the ball.
Everywhere.
And Moist usually don't demo that much. They're not incredibly physical. But in this series, we saw a lot of demos in game 1, and now a bump there, trying to neutralize Zen before he can get in the air with that ball.
Love this touch from Juicy. Look at how much space he has, and he beats the first man. It's off the post. Great control and vision from Juicy to take the space in front of him, make Vitality think. And he almost doubled up the score for Moist.
And infield pass. Intercepted by Joyo. He dodges the bump as he's trying to march it downfield himself. Cash backwards. Oh, this is going to be all the way back for Moist. Juicy collecting it into an air dribble. Trying to read the defense. Radosin with a big block. Moves it down. Rebound out. But Joyo is right on top of that ball. However, Alpha tips it around him. Alpha flip reset. Trying to get this ball pushed mid. Not able to do so. Radosin setting up another effort. Joyo will have to think about going. No, he gives Alpha the ground. Alpha takes the space, and his flip reset play interrupted by Juicy.
Great attack from Vitality, and it might pay off here off the back wall. Needs one more. Slots it bottom left. Juicy couldn't make the save, and we're all tied up.
And just like we see Joyo being a pain upfield, that's what we're seeing from Alpha. Alpha trying to feed these rebounds out into the middle of the field, playing ultra aggressive. And it pays off here for Vitality. They tie it up.
Vitality swarming the Moist side there for 30, 40 seconds. They get the payoff. They came for as another shot's denied. And this is where it gets dicey for Moist. We haven't seen a lot of offense in the last minute or so. A lot of freedom here for Vitality to attack the Moist side. They've got to get out with space.
Oh, you saw Cash actually jumped. Cash and Joyo not on the same page. We'll see if that comes back to haunt him. Zen up. Beats Cash on that one, and now we see Juicy could have gone for a wall pinch there, but instead opt to get the corner, fakes out one, goes low on Alpha, but is stopped by Zen.
He got all 3 to go from Vitality, just couldn't get by Zen. And again, that midfield line is so rough for Moist to beat. Joyo trying to do it himself with the mechanics, got a couple flip resets, everyone's
just
watching them. They don't want the challenge. Don't end up on the highlight reel as Zen goes for the bump. Ball is there, and a shot saved away from Juicy.
Juicy keeping Moist in it. Ball set up. Zen will pop it over to the sidewall. Gets a pass up. Joyo tipping it over to the corner. Juicy just double taps it into the ground. Didn't want to take any chances.
You're feeling that much pressure. You got to drop it down. Another overtime. And for Moist, it was a disappointing ending to game 1. Just the clear. This time it's over the head. Cash. This could be it for Moist if they can get a hold of it in the midfield. They've broken that midfield line. The direct shot from Joyo.
Oh!
It's a save on the goal line.
Alpha getting the save and then having support from Zen sweeping it off the line. Moist thought they had it right there, and they still might. Juicy off the ceiling. Contested. And now Joyo getting dunked on by Radosin.
Whoa.
Cash has to be careful here, and Cash, he got past that first level. Can he do it again? Gets dunked. Looks like Moist will make it out alive thanks to that heroic effort by Cash.
Another big time save from Cash. kind of put himself in a tough situation there, but now he can be the hero on the shot. That one's well placed, but everyone from Team Vitality could see it. And we're coming up on a minute of overtime here in game 2.
And I guess this cannon is a defensive armament. It has been keeping shot after shot from Vitality out of the net. And there we see a pinch. Cash will have to be good again. That first touch got away from him. He sets up Alpha on accident, but still Moist refused to let that ball in the net.
And you can see how smart Team Vitality are on the attack. They're reading the clears, and now they're reading the missed touches. This one comes out to the midfield. Joyo, he's been special on the ball so far. Can he put this one away? No. Denied by Team Vitality, and back to the Moist side we go.
Vitality has opted to clear it downfield, give up possession just to get space. Moist picking up the speed this game. Radosin beat by Juicy, who had that key challenge that set up the goal this game. Alpha looking for Zen. There's a bump, but Cash taking out Zen. He saw that Alpha was trying to go for that lead bump to set up Zen on the shot. Cash just that next step ahead.
I think Joyo also got a demo in the middle there on a Vitality player. This one's lobbed towards net. Another demo coming out from Joyo on Zen. Feel like that's the man you'd want to attack. But here's Alpha still just as deadly. Can he get the
Ground
pinch
pick
down? Juicy, his touch goes wide and actually gets some help from Alpha. Back in the hands of Zen. Look out, flip reset, second touch. It's still denied. Radosin will put it away. Team Vitality will not be denied.
That is the Zen effect. Gets his flip reset, forces the rebound out. A wild effort, and Vitality do it again. They have that clutch factor. It is undeniable.
You can see it on Joyo's face at the end of these games. He is trying his hardest in these games, and it's not like the rest of his team isn't, but man, he's really wearing it. We can see it. You saw it at the beginning of that game as well. Offensively, first the 3 attacks for Moist. In the middle of the game, he picked up the physical play as well, trying to remove Vitality players, trying to get some space for his teammates, and it just felt like they couldn't get anything going here.
And you know, this game, heartbreaking for Joyo. You could even see him, his hands on his head, and they're calling a timeout. They've got to regroup. Now is the time to get that game win. You have Vitality get that game 3, you might as well just go home now with how they're playing. But at the same time, Moist, they've stepped up. I was expecting this to be a little more one-sided for Vitality, but Moist has been hanging in there. Both these games entirely winnable. We saw great defense out of Cash, but it's that offense where Moist is really struggling to find that success. They're not able to get as much space as they want, and then even those chances we saw Joyo push up field, and there was a ball right in front of the net. Nobody from Moist was there to touch it in because they are so far back. They are making a lot of saves, playing very defensive, and I think you're going to have to do more against Vitality.
And it's exhausting. I mean, this is now 2 games in a row where Vitality have put up 15 shots. Moist having to, I think, in game 1 as well, over 10 saves. They had 11 here in game 2. And again, just going back to what we were saying right at the end of the game, players like Joyo, they are working up and down the field to make something happen. And it is exhausting when you are facing the best team in the world 15 different times defensively to make a stop, and you're keeping it within 1. You're going to overtimes. You know you're playing against a big team, and while the pressure isn't necessarily on them, you know a guy like Joyo, a guy like Cash, they are hungry to prove themselves.
Oh, they certainly are, but this Vitality team is so difficult to score against. They are the best defense in Europe, arguably the best defense in the world. Zen actually has tons of saves on this team. He's so mechanical. We see it in so many other players as well in the past. The most mechanical players, a lot of times, you want them on defense because they're going to be able to read the plays. They're going to be able to make the stops, those quick reaction plays. Vitality's a tough nut to crack. And right now, we've seen Joyo have a few attempts. We've seen Moist score a few, but you saw the goal from Zen, that flip reset off the wall. That is the level of play you're going to need to beat Vitality, or so it seems.
And you get into a timeout, or get out of a timeout, rather. Opportunity here in game 3. Again, the games have been close despite...
Oh, there we go! Oh!
despite what maybe you've seen from the offense from Vitality, Moist have had their opportunities to steal these games away. Here comes Alpha, shot on target, and nobody there to make the save from Moist.
And that has to be concerning. You saw Zen forcing Juicy to jump early, didn't take the line that he wanted to, and Alpha able to get that Musty right by.
And this is where it gets scary for Moist. You can't let this game get away from you early. It's a very quick hold from Vitality. That was off the crossbar. Juicy had the chance for the equalizer right off the rip, but here comes Joyo. Juicy lying in wait, taking away the boost. Alpha doesn't need it. It's pinched back the other way. It's by Cash, and just off the post. Moist trying to regroup now.
That is tough to witness there for Moist. Moist having a look, Juicy barely missing that shot. Rough start for Moist after the timeout. Vitality are still cruising. And Corelli, you heard Alpha mention the word dynasty in regards to himself and maybe Vitality. Vitality is one of those teams that it will go down in Rocket League Esports as one of the most dominant teams we have ever seen.
Absolutely. An organization that's been has won 2 world championships, and for Team Vitality, they have a knack for picking up some of the best players in Rocket League. You go back to when they pick up Scrub, and even though it took them just 1 season to get going, they win the world championship in the next. I feel like they can do the same with Zen, and maybe on a faster timeline. Right now, it's looking really good from Vitality. 4 events in a row they've won, including a major. But Vitality, there's some prestige being on this team in Rocket League. They have a legacy that's almost unparalleled by any other team. It's insane how strong Vitality has been.
Certainly, and Alpha, RLCS ex-champion, really looking to build on his reputation as a LAN player as well as being a prodigy that we've seen have success online. And this team of Vitality seems like something special.
I mean, you know, a lot of people, they think of Fairy Peak, they think of K-Dop, and for good reason here on this Team Vitality squad. But Alpha, at this point, has been on the team almost as long as K-Dop has. He's within 50 days of K-Dop. Fairy Peak still at the top there. He's been over 1,400 days on Team Vitality. So Alpha, he's been around the block on this team. He's been waiting for this moment to get to a world championship with a team he feels like he can win it with. And right now, they're up 2-0 in their first match.
And in this game 3, also have this 1-goal lead, but Moisture on the attack. Cash going for a fake, but he can't 50 it by. Got by Radosin, but Alpha there to be that back line. Now Joyo trying to pinch that off the side while that's shut down by Radosin, who gets another 50 out to the corner. Alpha, he has been able to set up teammates before, wasn't able to get that rebound out to the middle. Radosin going high, but Cash will catch it. Cash, panic clear out to the middle, and there's the shot. It's high. Rebound also going to be blocked, but that was close to being a mistake there from Cash, and Cash still trying to dig his way out of it.
That's some great work there from Radosin as well to pop that one up to the back wall and keep it dangerous on the Moist side. You can see Moist are just denied outside the box. They cannot break out. Here comes Radosin again. He has been a menace on this Moist side, especially on the backboard. Not letting him out. That one's off the post. Zen surely going to put it away. It's a 2-0 lead for Team Vitality.
A solo play from Zen. He gets a light touch on the ball, reads Juicy like a book. Cash bites. He says, see you later. Easy second goal for Vitality. And Zen is being an impact player for Vitality. We saw him with the flip reset, generating the rebound. That solo play. Great series from Zen and Vitality so far.
Certainly. I think everyone from Team Vitality is making an impact.
Oh, the backflip
going in.
Well, look at what Zen does. Zen reads the play, and he jumps up and backflips to make sure Joyo can't get to this ball.
That is so smart. That is so smart from Zen. You can see Vitality kind of looking at him like, hey, that was pretty good. Preventing the defense from making the save any way possible.
We've seen that from Zen before, where he's creative upfield. He's still up. You remember that?
Yeah.
I know I do. Well, that's just the game sense that Zen has, but Joyo brings it back. Getting a goal here for Moist. Time's running out, but still a chance here.
Oh, Rough bounce there for Vitality, but great poise from Joyo to stay with the play. And now, like you said, 48 seconds left. Moist have to find the offense, or Vitality will put them on match point.
Alpha cheating up quite far, able to win this ball upfield. Zen slowing it down, knowing Juicy was going high, but there's a long clear from Cash. Radosin, nice tip, collects the boost as well. Off the ceiling, has Zen in support. There's the late pass. Zen going for a double, trying to set up Alpha. Alpha airborne, and that's stopped by Joyo. But that is the dynamic counterattack that you can see from Vitality.
They can hold this possession as well. This one's over to Alpha for some space up the side wall. Joyo with a great tackle, though, to push this one away. Time trickling down. Moist, do they have anything left in the tank here in game 3?
Oh, and there's going to be another one. Radosin picking up the scraps left by Alpha.
4-1 is the biggest scoreline we've had so far in this series, and I think finally Vitality, they've chalked up 10 shots here. They're finally breaking through at a higher percentage, and they have expanded their lead to 3.
You know, this was a wrestling match in the first 2 games, Corelli. Both teams struggling to get that leverage. Well, it looks like Team Vitality now have Moist in an armbar.
As we were talking about before, it's exhausting to play against the offense of Team Vitality. You feel like it's starting to wear on the Moist Esports players. They have an opportunity to turn this one around. It's going to go down in the history books at this point, James, if they do. And this game was a lot more comfortable for Team Vitality. They were able to hold Moist in again and again, convert at a higher rate. 4-1 scoreline is a lot closer to, I think, where they expect this series to go.
I think you're right. And in this game, really what I think many people were expecting to see from the very beginning. It started out with that musty goal from Alpha. Zen having a solo play, as we see here on the Mobile One high performance replay. And then Joyo trying to bring it back, getting one there. But overall, Moist offensively continues to have the same struggles, and Vitality are starting to pick it up.
Vitality, they've looked great all series long here. So we take a look at Radosin. 2 years and 10 months as a pro player, and we've seen his career really grow and blossom into something special here. I think when Vitality picked him up, not a lot of people expected the level at which Vitality would reach with him, and he has really been something special in Europe, and he's been a lot of fun to watch. Even before Zen came on and really elevated this roster, Radosin, he was putting in the work, and he was getting his flowers here on this Team Vitality.
Oh, certainly, and even before that, a Williams Resolve, just putting in the hours, grinding, and you even see that with Zen as well when you look at the games. And Alpha as well, I actually had the opportunity to talk to him, and he said, you know, in the past I didn't play a lot because it was so easy for me, but now everyone's so good, I've had to grind. We see that, you know, I'm sure you've heard that saying, Corelli, hard work beats talent where talent doesn't work hard.
Yep.
Well, on Vitality, they've got it all. They've got the talent, they're working hard, even as an organization, seeing what Farah has done to do everything possible to win. Vitality signing Zen before he can even play. Vitality is doing everything they can to have success, and it looks like it's really paying off now.
Yeah, we talk about org successes, and Vitality, they take their teams seriously, especially in Rocket League. They are here to win because they have such a storied history here in Rocket League. They want to keep writing that book.
No doubt about it. Season 7 world champions, 8 and 9 runner-up, Season X champions. Vitality, they have many accolades, but the world championship here this season is what they want most. Moist, they still have hope in this series, but oh, that was a chance, and again, no rebound, or nobody there for the rebound. It looks like Moist, sometimes when they've got that person break the ice, there's nobody there to finish the job.
Yeah, it's almost like they don't believe it. Vitality give them a little bit of space, and there's a lot of solo plays coming out from Moist with no follow-up. This one, is it off the post? It is. Cash, I don't know if he got jostled in the net there, trying to make that save. But it does come out, and a decent clear here from Juicy to at least push them downfield a little bit, deny some boost in the midfield from Vitality, but a demo might even the playing field. Here comes Zen, to the sky he goes. He's got Juicy, he's got Cash in front of him who takes it away. And Moist trying to break out, but it's Radosin. Now Alpha up as well. Nobody makes contact. Zen has to wait as Juicy coughs it back up.
Cash, good speed. Finding Joyo. Joyo hitting it off the corner. Rebound out to Juicy, but Juicy couldn't put it between the posts. And there's a demo again. Juicy taking out Alpha. Seen a lot more demos at the midfield from Moist. Cash also making some very good plays. Juicy staying behind the ball, trying to 50 it. Alpha slowed down by Joyo. Zen double tap it off the corner. Another demo. We're seeing lots of demos out there on the field.
It's a boost here for Juicy. Can he get over Radosin? A great read from Radosin. Now Zen and Alpha both going. As you can kind of feel Vitality a little loose here in game 4. Offensively, Moist finding a lot more space. Some double commits coming out from Vitality, and they might pay as Juicy denied on the goal line again by Radosin.
Juicy shooting that right into the heart of the net. Radosin is able to get back for the save. Cash saving his flip, going for the wave dash shot. Cash, he shows us what he can do on offense.
When you give him some space to play with, he will make you pay. Slotting it in the top left, and even with 2 defenders in front of him, still putting it away.
And people watching, take notes. You don't have to use your flip reset right away. He was able to save that all the way down to wave dash and get that extra speed in order to beat that defense. Without that extra jump, that play would have not worked.
So Moist find themselves in a lead here. Can they hold on to it? Just a minute and a half left on the clock. An opportunity to get your first step in this series, but it's a long road back, and you know Vitality, they're gonna crank it up a notch if you come out on top. You got to keep finding this level throughout this series.
Oh, there's Zen being a nuisance on the goal line as well. Alpha didn't make contact on the shot. Looked like he was going for the same play Cash was able to hit, but Alpha couldn't put that shot on target.
A lot of chaos, a lot of misdirection from Vitality. That's what makes it so hard. Here comes Zen again. Picks it up himself. Is going to get another touch. A pinch to the right side. It was wide as Moist trying to regroup.
Oh, no, it's back!
It's in!
Oh, who was on the post here? Someone from Moist was on the post. It was Cash. And he turns in and just gets surprised by that challenge. He's thinking Juicy's going to do something more.
Maybe, yeah. And maybe not trusting him as well. Even if it's on that sidewall and it holds it, it's very safe for him to challenge that from the near post. So Vitality, they find the equalizer. An opportunity to steal this one away. Another demo comes out. The physicality from Team Vitality opening up space, but here comes Joyo. He's got to cut it back across, and Alpha races back to deny.
Zen backwards, Juicy. Possessing, gets the pass in, but it's tipped up and away. I think it was Alpha that got its bumper on the ball.
Another opportunity for Moist. They just can't break through. Juicy. Boost to work with, over 1. Radosin let it go as he takes it downfield. 20 seconds left. This one's going towards net. Cash has to come up with it, and he does. Takes away the corner boost.
Nicely done.
Can't find his way downfield. The machine of Team Vitality building that wall in front of Moist.
Alpha back to the ball. Pinch pass attempt out to the middle, but it's over to Juicy. Joyo opts to keep this ball in play. Tried to get the pass out to his teammate in the middle, but wasn't able to control it.
Yeah, had options there, and I think he just didn't want to give Vitality any shot. Radosin, who's finding himself in that third man position quite a bit. This one comes across the box of Vitality, but a big clear will force Joyo up. He wants to keep possession here in his own corner. Into overtime in game 4. Moist have been here a couple times before, and they have not been able to come out on top.
It's a big beat. Alpha sending it right back in. Cash was hoping someone was in the middle. No one's there except Alpha. Alpha going for it. Now pass off the corner. Joyo will tip it downfield. Zen hits it out to the corner. And Radosin collects on the dribble. Gives it up though. Actually pushed that into Joyo. Gets dunked on by Alpha.
Some space there for Moist, but here comes Vitality. Zen looking for 2, and a great clear from Cash. Gets to Joyo. He's got boost. This one's going towards net.
Oh!
Too high.
And this is, what, the 3rd overtime we've seen in this series? There's a shot. Blocked again by Cash, who's been racking up the saves all series long. Big challenge, 2v1 now. Zen, the last line back, gets the stop, and gets the clear out. Wide open net! Zen does it all for Vitality, and they sweep Moist.
Just as you thought Moist had an opportunity, the magician in Zen shows his final act